Yo, what's up, people? This your boy Black Marvel, and I am back with another video talking about my thoughts about this Thunderbolts teaser trailer. Now, before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Follow us on everything at Nerds of the Round Table. That's Knerds of the Round Table, or Marvel on anything where it pops up, you know, the normals. Now let's hop into this real quick. I was expecting to be more hype after this, but you know, my hype level is less than Cap 4, but is still hype enough to be ready for this movie because this action looks dope, the vibe looks dope, and I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see what they're gonna do with this. So first of all, let's talk about the plot real quick. So it seems like Val is trying to set up her former little operatives that were doing these little covert black ops missions, and she is now trying to get rid of them by getting them all to a singular location where it seems to be Bob, this guy who seems, from what he looks like, very unimportant, but we'll get to him a little later. He is super important, but Bob is there, and it looks like the room starts to get hot. When the room starts to get hot, there's only one person in this room that can survive, and we're rolling back over to Bob. Talk about Bob later. But so it looks like they're gonna that Val's gonna try and kill them, and it's not gonna go her way, obviously, because Yelena's too smart for that, right? This team dynamic looks like it's going to be cool. They're going to start out fighting in this room, which is going to be dope. But these action sequences look dope. I love the Ghost. Ghost is, I forgot how cool Ghost was in Ant-Man 2. But yeah, Ghost is coming back. She's going to cause a little havoc with her disappearing and reappearing and throwing knives and catching knives and throwing knives. And I can't wait to see the interactions between like Red Guardian and Bucky, and you know, like Ghost and I don't even know, like we don't even know how Taskmaster really is yet. So like it'll be interesting to see like her personality come out and see what she's about as well. Anybody peep John Walker's shield? Also, that man's got a new shield that looks scratched up to all get out. If you look at this here, that looks scratched up to all get out. And Taskmaster still has that shield, so it's like we got shield people just coming out the woodwork. Looks like Ghost can use some arrows. She's gonna turn into Hawkeye real quick. Everybody knows how to use a knife. You give any one of these people a knife and they'll know how to use that. And yeah, I'm just loving like the fight choreo and everything. Like everybody just, it's gonna be so smooth, these fights, man. These are super soldiers, these are spies, these are people fighting, these are people that are just gonna go crazy with it. These people are experts in hand-to-hand combat and all that. It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be dope, it's gonna be cool. I'm ready. There's rumors, man, that Val owns Avengers Tower, and that's where they're going towards the end of that trailer to meet her at the top of Avengers Tower, where like that looks like almost identical to where Tony Stark and Loki had their little conversation at the top of the tower, and where Loki also got thrown around by the Hulk. So in case y'all, I mean, that's a moment that really sticks with people. So everybody keeps talking about the asterisk, right? I'm thinking that it has something to do with the fact that they're a new Avengers team, and that they're going to be called the New Avengers, or going to be a part of the Avengers, or, you know, as they run around the city, they're going to be seeing, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like those are the new Avengers. These must be the new Avengers. Like people are going to start saying that when these people start running around. But also, like, you would think like they would say the new Avengers were also the other people like Falcon and all that, but I don't know. Like, who knows? But it's definitely, I don't think it's gonna be anything to do with the Dark Avengers, because the Dark Avengers is just like a, how do I describe it? It just seems like it's too shady of a name. Like these are the Dark Avengers. Like, bro, what you mean dark? Like, people be like, what you mean dark? Like, I don't know, that's just what they're called. Like, I don't know, they're all wearing black, so like they seem like they're doing something not good, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be not, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I'm feeling like as far as the asterisk. I feel like it's going to be a new Avengers thing, and that's just going to be it. It's just, they are the new Avengers. Let's roll back around to this Sentry real quick. So Sentry, man, this is another one of them Superman allegories. You got Sentry, you know, you got Blue Marvel, you got Gladiator, right? Hyperion, Icarus, you know. But yeah, one of these characters who's very strong like that, but on a completely different level of strength than these other individuals, because they call him the man that got the power of 10 million exploding suns, which is nuts if you think about it. And by the way, it is nuts, because we're gonna get into some of like his feats and what he's done in the comics, and we're gonna figure out like where he's gonna be as far as like in the MCU power level wise. You know, we'll see. So in the comics, right, the way he was introduced was he was written by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby back in the day. Sorry, had to interject here because I was making absolutely zero sense right there, dude. What I'm trying to say is the Sentry was retconned in later after the comics had already been written past the point of him being in it. Meaning, gosh, this is even more confusing. The Sentry was retconned in later to be in the comics back in the 1940s. I know how confusing that sounds, but in the comics, he was written in like the 2000s or something, as being an 1940 era superhero. Hopefully that clears everything up, and I'm going to cut all that nonsense out that I was just trying to spout, and hopefully it makes sense. So like now he's just now popping up, but really he was there the whole time, as far as when like Captain America was, you know, doing his thing and all that. So what happened was this guy shows up to Reed and he's like, yo, I'm trying to figure out like what's going on, man. Like, I feel like I know you, but I don't know you, you know what I mean? And I need your help. And so what happens is Reed figures out that they erased him from all of their minds due to this entity that he becomes when he comes to a whole different, I'm so sorry if I didn't say Sentry is Bob Robert Reynolds. Bob Robert Reynolds is Sentry. So Sentry has multiple personalities, which is, or Robert Reynolds has multiple personalities, which is Sentry and the Void. The Void is who they fought and who they needed, who they defeated. By defeated, I mean contained back in Sentry's mind. And then the only way that they could stop the Void from coming back is to all forget that he ever existed in the first place. So they all had to forget that Sentry existed in the first place. But Sentry was friends with all the superheroes, bro. And he was looked up to by a lot of the heroes too as well. So, but they all forgot him because of this evil persona called the Void, which we'll get into a little bit later too. So let me keep going. So the Golden Sentry Serum is another attempt. The Golden Sentry Serum is another attempt at the Super Soldier Serum. In the comics, Sentry Bob Reynolds is a drug addict. So he's going and he's rifling through a laboratory for drugs and stumbles upon this, takes it, and becomes the Sentry. The drugs are kind of what add into his multiple personalities, right? So his mind was already kind of broken from the drugs, so he became more unhinged when he got the Sentry serum, and his personalities really kicked into high gear and started popping off. So let's get into his fight with this man, the maddest that the Hulk has ever been, right? Is when it's already happened in the movies, so they didn't do it correctly, but it's supposedly also coming later in a different form. World War Hulk, Planet Hulk, he loses his mind, right? Because there's a bomb that goes off when he's on Sakaar, like in the movies, right? He flies off into space, sent there by the other Avengers, betrayed by the other Avengers, crash lands on Sakaar, but the ship that he was on was triggered to explode. So as he makes all these connections with these people in Sakaar and begins a family with this person named Kyera, who's part of the warrior, is the right hand of the Red King, who is this evil dictator dude. But really dope fighter. If you haven't seen that Planet Hulk film, the little cartoon, you should watch that. But like, it's loosely based on that. So, but then the bomb goes off, kills Kyera. This is where you get Scar. Her before she dies, she like I believe it was, she pushes like the essence of Scar and like Hero Kala or something like that into the earth, so that they like become one with the planet itself, and the planet somewhat births them because of the fact that she dies prematurely before she's able to actually. It's crazy, but anyways, so that's where his son comes from, at least in the comics. In the movie, in the cinematic universe, who knows where the son's gonna come from? Probably Kyera, which would be kind of cool to see her. But yeah, so he gets incensed, and then he goes to Earth trying to pick a fight with everybody. Bro, he Black Bolt screams in this man's face, didn't do nothing. You know, but you saw Black Bolt scream in the movies, man. That tore Doctor Strange apart. Black Bolt in a comic scream is so much more devastating, but like does nothing to the Hulk. The Hulk just like trashes this man and says, "Is this the best?" There's this panel of Black Bolt just thrashed, and the Hulk's just like holding this man, and it's just like, dang. But so Robert Reynolds is the last defense after the Hulk has defeated everybody else. Like everybody else. The Juggernaut, Colossus, everybody. And what happens is they fight to a standstill. This is how strong this man is. How strong they're going to make him in the movies, who can tell? I would gander same strength as the Hulk when he becomes as enraged as he does or will in World War Hulk, perhaps. But who knows if they're even going to do that the same way. So I don't know. But I would hope that they're going to have both of them fight at some point, because that would be amazing, bro. They got to get the Hulk back. But yeah, my overall excitement for this, man, I'm really excited for these fights. I noticed that Bucky was using the same gun as in the Winter Soldier, so you know that he means business. Bucky was pulling, man, a Hummer that was moving full speed I mean, I didn't realize I knew he was strong, but like, I mean, that vibranium arm must really add like a level of strength that's just like on a different level, dude. This is gonna be crazy. This power creep is getting insane. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with this film. Yo, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do you think Val's getting out of this? What do you think? Let me know. Peace out. I'll see y'all later. Deuce.